Hi, this is Bob Weiss. I'm the host of Shaking Your World. Cheers.
Folks, welcome again, Flash of the Pan. We're doing a real simple chili because it is obviously the end of November and we are celebrating the cold. Nothing better for the cold than soups, and one of those favorite soups is a chili. You can argue with me that chili is not a soup, and that's okay. Feel free to send the emails in. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is just start these two simple saute pans. And I've got a basic mixture here that I put together, which is cumin and paprika and cayenne and black peppercorn and a little oregano and a touch of thyme, just a variety of things. I just want to get some good flavors going here, and I'm going to toss this directly into my pan. If you want to rub your meat first, you can feel free to.
Okay.
Rub it in, rub it out, rub it any way you want. But this is our chili powder.
Do you want the krumpka?
Don't want the krumpka, no. So I'm going to start with this, and really what I'm doing is I'm just going to begin the base for everything, and then it's going to, time and temperature are going to do its magical thing. So I've got just garlic cloves here. You can use as many as you want or don't want, but garlic is an integral part of a chili. And we could argue about whether or not you want to have tomato in here or don't, or whether you want beans or not. That's completely up to you, but we're starting it. No matter what's going to happen to the final end, or final portion of this, we're going to begin everything the same way with this. So I've got over here just some ribeye that we used for a dinner the other day, and these are our leftover bits and pieces and parts. And my point is that you can take advantage of all these marvelous things that you have for dinner. We'll call them leftovers if you want to, but there's so much benefit that comes from using a product like this. So all we're doing is taking a ribeye that was already lightly grilled, again, for something else, and I'm just cutting it, as you can see, long, thin pieces. You got a lot of the extraneous fat we can kick off, but if it's fat like this, I want that in as well, because it's just going to melt as the chili is just in the oven. It's just going to melt together. So we've got our meat starting up here. Again, the extraneous fat can cut off. And we're just going to chunk this. Phil, you can take your chilies that you've got there. He's using banana chilies right now, and looks like one bell pepper was in there too, and toss those right in this pan right here. Now, depending on the kind of chili that we do, sometimes I would take these pans with the herbs and spices and just put that in the oven and toast it that way. And every time you make a slight change in the way you do your chili, it's going to have a major impact on what the final flavor is going to be. This, for our application, is going to work just fine. And again, we're just beginning the process with the meat and these chili peppers. And if you want to use pork or you want to use chicken, sausage, anything you want, it all begins the same way. And again, with the price of meat today, it doesn't make sense to throw things out or even to give it to your dog. Of course, if you love your dog that much, maybe that is the answer, but reuse as much as you can. Yesterday's center of the plate becomes today's soup, chowder, chili. It's going to be hard to breathe in just a minute because these chilies are rather strong. No pain, no gain.
Aren't these the same hot plates they used in that movie Goodfellas?
They didn't have induction back then, so not quite. But you got a story about that, I'm sure.
You have to ruin it for me.
Oh, go for it. Yeah, exactly the same thing, though. Good eye you got there to pick up on that.
Thank you.
So you've got a long history here, Phil. You've been coming here forever and a day.
88, 89.
Yeah.
I think, right, yeah, very long time.
I remember vividly there was one day that Harley Davidson was filming for their new bikes outside, and
Oh,
one of the things that stands out in my mind, aside from you and your partner at the time, is that
Tim, yeah.
great guy Tim, is that they brought in a bunch of Asians because they're appealing to the Asian marketplace for Harley for the new series, the new bike they had. So they had to bring in Asians to the West Coast because they're concerned they couldn't find any Asians or tattooed Asians. Open your eyes and look around. You know, how hard
Right.
is this?
You can trip over one.
But too much money, obviously, for whoever had that ad account. But they were filming here one day, Phil, and why don't you pick up the
Right.
story from there?
I think that's the day I got overserved again here for some reason. And they want us in the tables outside because they're filming right outside, right in front of your place here. And they said, hey, you guys want to be in the commercial? Why don't you sit in this table over here? We're setting it all up. It was me, Tim, and I think actually you had to sit at the table. The next thing is that the director said, hey, why don't you guys in that table, why don't you go watch from outside, we're not going to use you. Then he had to call in the talent. Well, that didn't go very well because, I don't know, I thought we had enough talent sitting outside already. So they were filming out through the windows, and it happened to be that the table and chairs was right in front of our window out there. And I don't know, the camera lights came on, someone stood in the window and dropped their pants. I don't know who, it's still a mystery, but chuckles were had by everybody.
Just a little bit differently, Phil. I remember it was you and Tim dropping your trowel out there. I think that was the way that went.
I don't think Tim was involved in that, and I.
Aha! You
like
admit
I
it was
said,
you.
well, like I said, I was overserved, so it's your fault. But
the first cocktail
then
of the day. Okay.
the talent was laughing so hard they had to cut, and the director came over the walkie-talkies inside here and said, "Hey, get those guys out of the window." And yeah, another fun evening here at Shakers.
Yeah, I recall they had a Porsche Cayenne as the camera car in that too.
Yes.
That was an odd combination. They had to bring that
Very
thing
odd.
in. It was like $40,000 a day or something to bring that thing in from Los Angeles to here. So they couldn't drive it here. Of course, they had to bring it in on a flatbed. And just imagine the amount of money they just spent on that to bring this rig in, and then the talent.
And then we weren't allowed to take pictures of the motorcycles.
Right.
Remember, we stuck some pictures, and they asked us to delete it off our phone, and
Which
that
of course
didn't go
you
any
did,
well. Yeah.
right? Yeah, of course. So all we got going on here is that we managed to brown the meat, and we got enough of the flavor from these initial chili peppers in here to extract the flavor and make everything kind of harmonious. So from here, it's just going to go into a larger pot, and it's going to go into the oven. And then in about an hour or so, we're going to add some tomato product too. And it's not going to be complete tomato, but just enough to, again, accelerate some of the flavors and give it some consistency and some love. There will be beans in this one too. You want to eat some garlic, you feel free. I've got about 10 cloves in here so far. And again, the mix is just something we put together. You can buy a store-bought chili mix if you want. There's a lot of really good products out there. Obviously, at a restaurant, we like to make our own things. So it's cumin, it's cayenne, it's paprika, it's black peppercorn, it's oregano, it's thyme, it's naturally salt. We use kosher salt here. And then other flavors will come in. But cumin really is so important to this dish. And people often think poorly of cumin, but it adds so much, and it's in so many cultures throughout the world. Anyway, here we are right now, and this can get married again. I'm going to cover it up so it will continue to just simmer here together just for a moment. Then it gets transferred to a larger pan. It goes in the oven, and then we'll connect it in a couple hours to see where it's at. Thanks for watching. Folks, welcome. Here we are back at Shakers, and a little flash in the pan for you. So we began the process of this beautiful ribeye chili yesterday, and this is what happened to it. Transfer containers, obviously we used an awful lot of this yesterday in the restaurant, and this is all that remains of that. So real pretty looking kind of thing here. And of course it's hot, so keep your towel on the handle. And all we're going to do is just show you how luxe this really became as it had the opportunity to sit. Now, a lot of people would say to me, gosh, Bob, you put beans in here. Yes, we did put beans in here. And we even served this yesterday over either rice or pasta, or by itself as people wished. But when you think of the context, that is a healthy dose of about 12 ounces of chili. And what we like to do here is to take a little jalapeno to put it on top, not to necessarily light you up afterwards, but certainly just to round out the flavors. And I think there's so much to be said for fresh jalapenos and something just like that. If you want to get a little fancier for the holiday season, get yourself that serrano. Now, we of course cook with serranos and bell peppers and banana chilies yesterday, and just to give you the holiday season and a little festive approach here. So we have both green and red. There you are, a very simple ribeye chili at Shaker's. Flash in the pan. Took very little time to make it. I hope you make it at home, and I hope you enjoy it. Cheers to you.